So I've recently rewatched Bolt for the first time since I was a kid, and there's a moment early on where the director says something that made me pause the movie.
If the dog believes it, the audience believes it.
And the thing is, he's 100% correct. The opening scene has you completely convinced that Bolt actually has superpowers. The action sequences, everything put together, it all just feels real. But here's what's interesting about that individual line. If Bolt believing the lie makes the audience believe it too, well, then the audience is having the exact same identity crisis as Bolt. And I think that's completely intentional. Bolt isn't really a film about a superhero dog who escapes a TV show. The real message behind the movie is about what happens when everything you believe about yourself turns out to be a lie, and how painful but also necessary it is to find out who you actually are. So from the very beginning, Bolt's whole identity is built on something that's fake. But what I love about the movie is how it starts out. When we first see Bolt in the shop, all the other puppies run to someone else. Bolt stays, and that's when he meets Penny. And from that moment, it's instant love between them. And it's genuinely one of the most beautiful openings in any Disney movie. But that connection, the only real thing in Bolt's life, gets immediately surrounded by everything that's fake. His powers, Calico, and the mission to save Penny's dad, it's all fake. And what's sad about it is the people who are running the show don't care about Bolt. They only care about numbers. The director, the staff, they're only obsessed with ratings. What's great is that Penny sees this, and it doesn't sit right with her. She wants to take him home, and she knows that something is wrong, but at the end of the day, she's only a kid, and nobody listens to her. So Bolt grows up in a completely constructed reality, where everything he believes about himself is a performance designed by someone else. He can't switch off, no distractions work, because when you believe something is real that deeply, you can't stop. It becomes who you are. And the scary thing is, that's not just Bolt. Most of us have a version of this, an identity we've built around something someone else told us we were, a role that we've played for so long, we forgot it wasn't ours. The only real thing in Bolt's life is his love for Penny, and even that gets filtered through a lie, because he doesn't try to stop her leaving out of love alone. He tries to stop her because if he's not there, he can't protect her. His love and constructed identity have become completely inseparable. Then he escapes, and for the first time in his life, Bolt meets the real world, and it immediately breaks him. He even blames the packaging peanuts for his power loss, because that's easier than accepting the truth. If something external caused this, if styrofoam weakened him, then he's still Bolt. He's still the superhero, still the dog who can save Penny. But if the powers were never real, then who is he? And this is where Mittens comes in. Now Mittens looks like the complete opposite of Bolt on the surface. She's street smart, cynical, and completely unimpressed by him. She's seen the real world, and she knows exactly how it works. But what's great is that Mittens is lying too, just in a different way. She tells Bolt and herself that she's a street cat at heart, that she doesn't need anyone. This is just who she is. But the film makes it clear something happened. She was abandoned, and instead of sitting with that pain, she built an identity around not needing the thing that hurt her. She became the cat who doesn't need a home, because needing one and losing it was too painful to risk again. So when she tells Bolt that Penny doesn't actually love him, that it's all fake, part of that is genuine care for Bolt. She doesn't want him to get hurt the way that she did, but part of it is also her own wound speaking, because somewhere deep down, she doesn't believe that a person could really love a pet unconditionally because someone didn't love her enough to keep her. She's not just warning Bolt, she's protecting herself from having to believe something she stopped believing a long time ago. Now Rhino is the comedic relief in this film, and he's brilliant at it, but there's something underneath the comedy that I think is really easy to miss. Rhino has watched Bolt his entire life. He believes every power and every mission and every moment is completely real. And at first, it seems like it's just a joke. He's just a delusional hamster in a ball. But think about why he needs it to be real. Rhino feels insignificant. He lives in a tiny ball. He's small, he has no power, and he can't do things that he sees Bolt do. But if Bolt is real, if a regular dog can become extraordinary, well then maybe that means something for someone like Rhino too. He even says it. When he tells Bolt to believe in himself, it's not just encouragement, it's desperation, because Rhino needs Bolt to be everything that the TV said he was. If ordinary can become extraordinary, then there's hope for him too. And this is where the film is doing something really smart. Because Rhino is us. He's the audience the producer was talking about in the opening line. He believes what's seen on the screen without a question. He lets it shape the entire worldview. He can't separate the performance from the reality. And the thing is, we do this constantly with celebrities, with influencers, with the characters that we love. Some people genuinely can't separate an actor from the role that they play. There are people who hated Anna Gunn for playing Skylar White in Breaking Bad because of how well she played the part, that people couldn't separate the two. Now, Rhino isn't stupid. He just needs a lie to be real, because the alternative, that none of this is real, that the ordinary is just ordinary, it's too much to sit with. The turning point comes in stages, and I think that's why it makes it so special. First, the birthmark fades in the rain, the last physical remnant of the lie, literally washed away, and Bolt can't explain it away anymore. And then Mittens shows him what it's meant to actually be a dog, to run, play, to just exist without a mission, or a purpose, or even a villain to defeat. And this is the heart of the film right here, is Bolt has never done any of this. He has never just been a dog, and watching him discover that for the first time is genuinely heartbreaking, but it's also joyful at the same time. As he finds this new identity, as he starts to understand who he actually is, rather than who he was told to be, the last fake thing about him disappears. The birthmark is completely gone. Like the film has shown you that he's healing in real time, but then comes the harsh truth. If he doesn't chase bad guys, who is he? He spent his whole life defined by something that wasn't real, and now that it's gone, he just doesn't know what's left. Even though he saved Mittens without any of the powers, even though he did the most real, most meaningful thing that he's ever done, he can't see it yet, because it didn't look like what he thought being Bolt was supposed to look like. And that's such an honest thing for a film to show, that realising the lie doesn't automatically fix everything, that knowing the truth and accepting it are two different things, which is why the ending works so well. Bolt gets back to Penny, and the version that returns is completely different from the one who left. And what I love about that is that it's not because he gained something, but it's actually because he let go of something. He's not the superhero dog anymore, he's just a dog, Penny's dog, and that turns out to be more than enough. And Mittens gets what she stopped letting herself want, a home, people who actually stay, a family she didn't have to perform for, and Rhino gets to be part of something real for the first time. And it turns out that's all he ever actually needed. Not for Bolt to have the powers, just not to be alone. The lie that started this whole film, if the dog believes it, the audience does, gets completely inverted by the end of the movie, because by the time it's over, Bolt doesn't believe the lie anymore, and neither do we. And somehow, that's more powerful than any superpower ever could have been. Anyway, that's everything I've got on Bolt. If this made you think about a version of yourself you've been performing for other people, drop it in the comments. I'd genuinely love to know. And if there's a film that you want to see me cover next, drop it in the comments. And if you've not subscribed yet, it would mean a lot. I'll see you all in the next one.